hear from you.
Well, I'm not your yes. I'm not your hype man.
Not in this moment. Turn your camera on then.
I'm not your
Yes,
hype
ma'am.
man.
Your own camera on.
I'm ready. I'm about to. As soon as you get situated, you don't never be ready.
Text me this morning.
Where you was at?
I knew it was coming.
I ain't bothering this morning. I was running this morning. It's hard.
Hey.
Hi. It's hard to stop. I mean, I stopped and turned you on, but like even this morning, that it was dark.
I know you might need to start staying in the gym.
I need a headlight.
1089.com.
I need a light. Hi.
Happenings here at Power.
Commercials. It's Wednesday.
Did you share yours? Huh?
What did it say, baby?
I mean, did you start yours?
Yeah, you hit it. Oh my God. That short memory. You hit it before you even left from over there.
Who hit it first?
Hey, Pops.
Who hit it? Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
That's your
That's my father-in-law.
Hey, what up, Pops?
That's my father-in-law.
Pops, pack your bag. We're going to the game tomorrow.
You taking him to the game tomorrow? Don't do him like that. Don't get him worked up.
What he say?
Hey, y'all.
I know he said something.
He didn't say anything. He just said, hey, family.
What up, Tony? Tony B then logged down.
Hey, cutie pie.
Tony sent somebody to be on the morning show. She got an artist.
What's up, cutie pie?
Hold on, turn the other camera. Hold on, give me 2 seconds, y'all.
Oh, my God.
You want me to start this show?
You is never ready.
Nah,
hey, y'all.
Hey, Tony.
Welcome to our podcast.
We got some information. What Pop said.
He just said, hey, family. This is 20 years and counting. Conversations about marriage and relationships with the McFaddens. And today, okay, it's kind of serious today. Serious today. Did you see my baby hair? My baby hair like chilly today, baby. TLC, so I creep. Yeah, just creeping on the down low. Yes, I got
Are you ready, cutie pie?
Chilly baby hair today, baby.
She actually got yours because you older than her. You're a lot older than her.
Only 2 years older than her. Yeah, don't do that. Do you know that she doesn't like celebrating birthdays because she don't like getting older? I have no problem with it, baby.
None at all. Baby hair don't care.
Get fine like wine with time.
Come on, it's 7:02. My favorite group. You
Let's
ready?
go. Let's do this tonight, Daddy. So I can tell the people you like to got quit again.
Enough is enough.
Welcome to our podcast, y'all. It is Wednesday.
Yep.
It is 20 years and counting.
God,
Conversation. Why you put them? You put them on. Conversations about marriage and relationships. The McFadden don't claim to be
marriage counselors.
No, we're not.
We don't be claiming to give advice.
No,
we just
talk
talking about
it.
What worked for us.
Hey,
and we are so
Demetria on here.
Huh?
She's loyal.
Okay, she
be singing them houses. Go ahead, Daddy. Tell me.
You're gonna have to stop interrupting the show.
I will. I'll get better.
This is a conversation about what works for us in our marriage. 22 years married. We've been together for a long time.
Oh my gosh!
I had a cat at the other spot. He just celebrated a birthday yesterday. He's 26 years old, and I thought about it, like, damn, me and Tasha been together for that long. Born youngin.
Yeah.
A couple of decades. So we got 2 decades in this game right here.
We do.
Tonight's topic, we're talking about when enough is enough.
Well, when you think you had enough.
I'm sorry. I can't see because these glasses I got on.
You're Ray Charles. When you think you've had enough.
I got these glasses on. I can't see for real, but I just want to rock them for a minute so people will see me.
Cool,
I don't like wearing glasses though.
You never wear shades.
I'm in shades. You ever told people that?
No, I mean, I think for you, you used to have some really cool shades and you lost them in Vegas. Your Sean Johns.
Yes.
But back then you didn't have your glasses. So
Yeah, and I
now you
didn't wear
need your
glasses,
glasses
yeah.
to see. I love shade. I don't have I love a nice colored aviator. I love a nice
Where'd you
shade.
get these shades from?
From Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh, nice. They sell these there?
No.
Oh.
Okay, let's get into it, Daddy. Let's
What's
get
up, Pops?
into it.
Okay, go ahead. So, conversation tonight. I don't know where
Hey,
wifey got
man.
this conversation from, got this topic from. When you think you had enough.
And it's kind of serious for me because, I mean, there have been several instances in our marriage and in our relationship when I've thought I've had enough. And what I mean by that is I've had enough of whatever's going on at that time, and I feel like I'm ready to give up.
No,
And I felt that way.
let's be honest.
I mean,
Let's
it's,
be real honest. So when we talk about
It's
when enough is
inevitable.
enough, drug use,
yep,
infidelity,
yep,
low self-esteem,
yep.
job loss,
Mess up the money.
messing up money. Like there's a lot of I can talk about you too, but I ain't gonna put your business up there like
You
that.
can.
No, I'm just
That's what
joking.
we here for.
But no, those are some of the things. Those are some of the imperfections that we
Right.
talked about, like from my side,
Right.
that when you ask the question, or the question is when you think you've had enough.
Right.
We've been through that right there.
We've been through that a lot, and that to me is it affects you in a way where you have to kind of take a step back,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because a lot of times when you get to the point where you think you've had enough, you're kind of reacting on emotions at that particular
At that
moment.
time, right there at that
How
time.
you're feeling at that particular moment,
But-
be it an argument, a disagreement, you know, very seldom do you think past that moment
Mhm.
when you're in it. If you're disagreeing about something, you are totally in that minute. You're not weighing the pros or cons. You have to kind of calm down and think about it. There have been several times, and I tell people this all the time, we are not perfect. But one thing that I know is I love you, you know,
Aw.
and
love you too.
I feel like we have something special.
Mhm.
Now, do I feel it's indestructible, or do I feel like I never get to the point where I don't want to deal with your ass more? No, I get to that point. But I feel like the end result for us is that we generally want to be together. So sometimes I have to take a step back and say, okay, is this argument we're having at this time worth ending our marriage?
So I want to go back to something you just said. Making decisions in that moment.
In that moment.
And we talk about that. A lot of people discuss this topic under different circumstances. They don't
Right.
think about it from a marriage perspective. They think about it from a friend perspective.
Right.
You know, that text message that or job perspective.
Right.
You think about that happens at work and it goes down, and now all of a sudden you're in that moment and you're
upset,
mad and you're
frustrated.
upset,
Yeah.
and you ask yourself, do I show up right now, or is it worth it? You
Is
know
it
what I'm saying?
worth it?
Is it worth it?
And I think that comes with age and maturity, to be honest with you. Because I mean, in the beginning, you know, people like Chris Rock mom, I don't even really need this job because my man got 3 jobs.
Right. And we just walk out.
But the way that we look at situations now is who all does it affect?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I was trying to do the setup.
Okay.
And the setup is we teach it in other circumstances.
Right.
You know, don't burn bridges. Think about what you're gonna say.
Right.
You know, type email out, but before you hit send, read it first and go through your
Proofread it.
emotions to get out. But we never talk about that from a relationship perspective,
Right.
as far as something happens and we react immediately because we're mad.
Because we're mad.
And nobody at that moment, nobody has taught us, or there was no lesson to say, okay, if there's a situation
Mhm.
and everybody's mad, both of y'all go in opposite
How do you
corners.
rationalize and get through it?
Go in opposite corners.
Right.
And y'all relax.
Right.
Sleep on it, and then let's talk about it in
Right.
the morning. Because if you try to discuss it right there at that time,
Right.
everything's going to come out.
It's going to blow up. And then you start to say things to hurt the other person, or you do things to hurt the other person.
Yep.
And you put a relationship in jeopardy, something that you may have invested quite some time in, and something that you feel like is worth working on. You know, one of the biggest things for me, and if I can just be totally honest and
Preach.
transparent, hey Renee, my Renee on here,
What's up?
is daddy's drinking. You know, and let me just preface this by saying this. I am not a drinker.
Yes. And please
Okay.
preface it and say your husband not an alcoholic, because
No,
that's first.
he's not an alcoholic.
Okay,
You're not
thank
an
you.
alcoholic, daddy. You can't overdo it.
Eh.
You can definitely overdo it. But let me just preface
Give me
that
some
by
liquor.
saying it's hard for me to even kind of deal with it, mainly because it's not my thing. And I have to recognize that it's not my thing. I don't hate on anybody else for it. I mean, you can smoke weed, not around me.
But
I don't want to get high.
let's go back. So let's go back. It's not necessarily the drinking whatsoever.
Right?
What are you more concerned about? It's not about me drinking, because you know I'm gonna go out. You know everybody knows I'm a huge Falcons fan.
Right.
I'm at every Falcon game.
Right.
If I can go to every Braves game, I will be at every Braves game. If I can go to, hang out at a sports bar
Right.
and watch the Atlanta United play, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go there and I'm going to enjoy myself. What I don't have to do, ladies and gentlemen, and let's be honest, what I don't have to do is I don't have to not be who I want to be.
Right. Right.
I don't have to, put on this layer of, oh my gosh, my wife doesn't want me to drink and blah, blah, blah.
No.
That's not the point. What are
That's
you
not
more
the point.
concerned with?
I'm more concerned with your well-being.
Exactly. And that's the whole point.
And your well-being for me is there's a limit to your drinking that keeps your well-being
Hold
in
on.
check.
Why are we talking about that?
No, I'm just saying, when you think, because that's one of the things that have sparked me to feel like I've had enough.
Oh, okay.
Because this is a conversation that you and I have had on several occasions, and we've come to an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
We've come to an agreement that, okay, Tasha, I'm not going to overindulge.
Because now, let's go back. I come home and I've had a little bit too much fun. The way you address it, look how she just looked, y'all. Did y'all see that look
Oh
on her
my
face?
God.
Oh my gosh, I wish y'all would see that.
Because you
look on her
come
face.
in loud and talking and chatty
Mm.
and acting silly. And then when somebody say something to you, oh my goodness, don't say nothing.
That's when the whole thing flipped.
Don't say, Daddy, how much you been drinking? Why you got to be checking on me like that? Why I gotta be? And I'd be like, okay, your ass is about to get in trouble. And you about to get to that. You
I'm a
about to
grown
step
man.
over that
I can't
boundary.
get in trouble. I'm
Okay?
grown.
You about to step over that boundary that's going to have you being able to have one beer when you go out.
You can't tell me what to do,
Okay.
woman.
Okay.
I'm a grown
But
man.
that's when you feel like you've had enough, if you've had certain conversations. But again,
But let's go back though. Let's flip the script.
let's go back.
When I've had enough.
Right.
You talk about when you had enough.
Right.
The thing is, like we said, it gets to a point for me to where I can say, you know what? All of this micromanaging, I've had enough.
Right. Right.
I can do that. I am empowered to do that.
Right.
I can say all of this stuff. Tosh, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
And
you've told
it's
me that
getting
before.
old. Yes, it's getting
You've
old.
told me that before.
It's getting old.
You're tired of me trying to tell you what to do.
I'm a grown ass man. I work just as hard as anybody else. I can carry my own weight. I can do all of that on my own.
Right.
And I really don't need this in my ear, because I run down the line. I've never been arrested, never had a DUI, never been in an automobile accident, never done anything stupid because I was intoxicated
Right,
or
right.
high or anything like that.
By the grace of God.
Never.
Hey,
And I'll
Shada.
pull that I will throw that in your face.
You will.
I would throw that
You
in your
will.
face.
But for
However, when you dissect it and you say, why is you looking like
God, I
that?
want you to finish what you're saying, Daddy. I'm
Tasha, you get to
listening.
talk. You get to talk all the
I know
time.
that. I'm listening.
We did a survey. We did we
Well,
ran
finish
statistics.
what you're saying. You ain't got to go through the statistics.
We ran statistics. You talk 76.8% of the time on every show.
Okay, go ahead, baby. Go finish what you're saying.
So
Daddy.
when enough is
Go on,
enough,
cutie.
yes, I can make that decision and say, you know what, enough is enough. But because what we have together, what it affects around me and not my selfishness,
Right.
what I can say is I understand why.
Right.
I understand why.
Right.
There's a total difference if I was a little bit more open and listen to say, you know what, I'm going out to have a good time tonight. I'm gonna hop in the Uber.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop in the Uber.
Yeah.
Instead of making that drive from Mercedes-Benz Stadium up 75 could change my whole life at the
Not
drop of a
just
dime.
yours.
Not just mine. Everybody else's in our
It can
family.
affect everybody in our household.
Now, what makes me think about that to say, when is enough enough? You know what? She could be right.
Right. And I think that in certain, every situation is different. You know, every situation is different. When I think about enough is enough, I am one to truly recognize and understand that I am not perfect. You know, Benita says, I love how transparent you guys are. You all are saving marriages as we speak. Trust me.
That's so
Oh.
sweet. That's so sweet. Tasha
But-
be talking the truth though. That's Angel. Angel says, "Hey,
Yes.
Angel,
Hey,
meet me at
Angel.
High train station tomorrow for this game."
But what I want to say, Daddy, is, and a lot of times it's not about what you do for me, because I know that I'm a lot to deal with when it comes to my standards.
Mhm.
And you say that to me all the time. You know, I'm a perfectionist, and no, it's, you tell me all the time, Tasha, everybody is not going to be like you. And for women, sometimes we look at it like it's so logical that you do the right thing at all times. So it feel like it's something that should be done by our husbands, by our children. We feel like we're going to do the right thing. So we automatically feel like you should be doing the right thing. So a lot of times that when I feel like I've had enough, it may be a conversation that we've had quite a few times.
Okay, and that's
And so
understandable.
when I get to that point, sometimes I'm like, okay, I've had this conversation, but I will be honest, you will always come back to me and say, and you will try and attempt to have a resolution.
Of
Like
course, that's
you'll
what we have
never
to
come
do.
back with an argument. And you'll say to me, Tasha, you never say you sorry. Let me just preference this by saying, I will say that I'm sorry, but I'm not going to say I'm sorry just to make you feel better when I'm not sorry, because I don't feel like I've done anything.
And that's how you've
So,
always been.
That's how I've always been. But let me just say
you're
this.
coming around.
So if I say I've had enough, and I, you know, and I'm like, Daddy, do not lose, okay,
Uh-oh,
the best thing that have ever happened to your ass.
Hold
Okay,
on.
that's what I be trying to tell you.
Hold on.
No, I'm
Let
just
me-
saying, well, let me finish.
No, I'm just teasing you. Talk.
So a lot of times when I say I've had enough, I'd be like, listen, what I'm trying to help you do is not lose, you know, your biggest cheerleader. Because if you keep doing things, okay, i.e., that makes me feel like I've had enough, as I get older, my patience is shorter, baby. There's a lot of stuff that I dealt with when we was young. And I told you that. I said, Daddy, I am too old. We've been in this too long for me to be sitting at home worrying about how you're doing. Are you going to be okay?
You trying to throw
I'm
me
gonna
under
get
the
off
bus
my-
right
I'm
now.
not- I'm gonna get off my high horse.
Because I'm
Come on,
about to
Daddy.
wear you out.
Come on.
I'm about to wear your ass out.
Come on.
Because we've had plenty of conversations about
Right.
this.
Right.
And one thing that you just mentioned is that everybody should have the mindset that you're supposed to do the right thing all the
Right.
time, because
And
you do
tell me
it.
that's not the case.
And that's not the case.
right.
I'm the type of person, if I see a piece of paper on the ground, I don't care where I'm at. If I'm at the studio, if I'm at Spaces and I see something on the ground, I'm not gonna walk past it and leave it right there.
No.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Right.
However, my mindset is I don't think everybody else is gonna do it because I think like this. And I
do.
don't hold that against you. I don't
do.
hold that against nobody else.
I do.
That's just the way they are.
I know.
That's just
But
the
I
way they
do.
are. However, in our relationship, like you say, we're here to make each other better.
Better.
And one thing that I tell you all of the time is that everybody don't think like you.
And you say
Everybody
that.
don't have-
and you say that.
Let me finish.
Poo-poo, I'm not trying to interrupt what you say. I'm agreeing.
Look how she trying to get jazzy. But hey, don't forget to share the feed, y'all. Thank y'all
Yes,
very much.
I'm
Tell your people
agreeing.
tell your people.
Share the feed, y'all. Go ahead.
You
and
want to put
finish
these glasses on because your
Go ahead
eyes
and-
is telling it all.
Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
So what I say is, you talk about my imperfections. That's fine. However, there are things about you that we've been working on for years as well.
Right, right.
Because one, You are a realist, and you are a realist to a point to where now all of a sudden your expectations exceed whatever a person's situation is, because you expect so much of a
Hey,
person,
Rhonda.
or
Yeah.
you look, the first things you do is you look for the imperfections, or you look for the negative, and then you respond from there.
Right.
And
Right.
I've been telling you that for years. You're beginning to come around to be
Yes,
a
I
little
think
more
so.
open.
I think so.
You're doing that. However, it's still a work in progress.
It
But the one
is.
thing that I will never do is I won't hold it against you.
No.
I won't hold it against you, because everything is a process.
Right. It
We have
is.
come a long way.
And that's
We
what
have come a long
and
way.
that's a lot of what we're talking about tonight. If you get to that point where you think you've had enough, think about your growth and where
And
you've
where
come
you were.
from. Right. And that's something our listeners need to know. If you get to a point where, where you feel like, okay, think about the beginning. And I mean the beginning in which how we respect each other. Think about where you are today. And you've got to know that it is going to get to a point where it will get heated.
It is.
How do you resolve that? And don't feel like you're ready to give up. If it's special, if it's worth not giving up, but you do feel like that a lot of times.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
But that's that point that we talked about in the beginning, where you get to that point where you feel like you're ready to give up. You need to take a step back and evaluate the bigger picture. And you mentioned something earlier in the show is, if I make this decision right now, who else am I affecting in this process?
Right.
Because it's not all about me.
It's not all about me.
I did a story yesterday or day before yesterday on the morning show, Mornings with Mike and Friends, 7 a.m. I just had to do a shameless plug.
Yeah.
And we talked about how kids affect marriages. Do
Yes.
kids make marriages happier or better? And the answer was yes, when they leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they leave, when they're gone, because now the parents can really
focus on
enjoy
each other.
themselves. So now, with that being said, you think about it. We spent 20 years with Malik at the house, right? 20 years with Malik at the house.
Right.
And the whole time it was about 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
He's gone.
Right.
He's been gone 3 years now. So now it's 1 and 2.
Right.
So now you got to think about this. This is a new relationship.
And we have to nurture it.
This is a
because
new relationship.
we don't have distractions anymore. Malik, your kids are a big distraction, because if you're a good parent, that's all you're worried about at that time. And honestly, I think a lot of times that even if I've had enough, even if it was a situation where we was going through something, i.e. the drugs or whatever, I would always think about the kids. The kids always played a big role in my decision, because first of all, I didn't want them to see me act a fool.
I'm sure they've seen that before.
I didn't. But I also knew how much they loved you and how important it was to show them that family structure. But I also knew how important it was to show them that we were not perfect.
Right. And that was a great thing, because Malik saw that hands-on.
We are not perfect.
And what he was able to see was the growth. He was there to see the growth. And when I just mentioned, you think about it, 22 years married.
Right.
20 of those years is a child at the house the whole time.
The whole time.
So now the relationship is really based off of this, and this.
Right.
So now we're making this work. Now that leaves. Now, guess what? This is kind of a new relationship.
We got to deal with
because now that's not in place, because you hear stories all the time. People could be married for 25, 30 years, and now all of a sudden they're getting a divorce.
Right.
Why are they getting a divorce? Because the child is gone now.
Right.
I was staying there for that.
And that's what held them together.
That's what held them together. So now that there's nothing holding us together,
we got to find out, how do we make each other happier, and how do we get to a point where we're respecting each other enough that we are not getting to that point that we feel like we've had enough.
Because that's why, if you think about it, that's why, and let's be honest, we don't argue as much as we used to do in the past.
No,
we didn't.
But I will say that a lot of our arguments in the past really had to do with the family as a whole.
Exactly.
The kids, the money, everything what school Malik was going, everything had to do with that our house was going. I mean, there are very few disagreements today
Yeah.
that we have.
Yes.
When you and I was having dinner last Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and we were having a conversation because we had a disagreement on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Our disagreement on Thursday was one that we had maybe 3 weeks ago,
Okay.
overindulging,
Okay.
in the liquid juice.
and once again, let's do this because you're not gonna paint the picture.
No,
Let me
you're
finish.
not acting.
I know. Let me paint the picture. And the flip side, because this is a two-way argument.
Right.
It's not about me.
No,
It's not just about me.
No.
Because my argument with her was stop tripping
right.
and stop overreacting to a situation where we
Right.
need to discuss the situation because you can overreact.
Yes.
So
Yes,
go
I'm
ahead.
very passionate about stuff. And then the conversation we had was you had not eaten.
Oh yeah, I was too lit.
Okay.
It was too lit. It was
You
his first,
you had not
first game.
eaten. It was the first Falcons preseason game. You get a little bit crunk. So when you've had that, and then I talked
Mixed
to
in
you,
with all of that.
Yep.
Yes, it was the perfect
excitement
storm.
and all of that. When I talk to you, I can already tell you a little over the top.
Lit Shawty.
So then I'm trying to calm you down before you even get home in my space, in our space, because I know I'm gonna pick up on it right away.
Because you looking.
So-
Because once again, she's looking for it.
Well, it's not that hard, Daddy. Obviously, as long as I've been with you, Daddy, I can tell in an instance when you've had a little bit too much.
Oh, anyway, I don't want to talk about this no more because you
Yeah.
keep on bringing up.
No. I'm saying
conversation
that's one
is-
of our things that makes me feel like I've had enough. So come on, Daddy, go
I'm
ahead.
playing to the camera.
Okay, go ahead.
No, talk.
So the conversation was that we were having at dinner is we're at a place where we shouldn't be feeling like that anymore.
Oh yeah, I did. I think that was the
That-
text. I said
we
we're too
should
old
not-
for this.
Right. We should not be feeling like we had enough because we're at a whole different place. When you're young and you feel like you've had enough, you can kind of shake it off. But when you older, and you feel like you've had enough, you're like, okay, I have more yesterdays than I have tomorrows. Like you
You
said,
better give
like
Hank
you say,
credit.
I
Give
give
Hank
Hank credit for that.
credit for that.
So I need my tomorrows to be as blissful as ever,
I thought
As
you were gonna say
possible.
something. Okay.
as possible.
No, you're right.
So you don't want that friction and you don't want to feel like you've had enough.
and it's and once again, it's a two-way street.
It is. It is.
We both have to be in this mutually, and we have to. Let's go back. Marriages is all about compromise.
It is.
It's not 50-50. It's 100, 100.
100. And we say that all
So
the time.
what we're saying is we have to respect each other's opinions. We have to respect each other's feelings, what they do, what they enjoy. But at the same time, you have to do it in a manner where the actions speak louder.
Right.
So for instance, if there is something that I need to work on, you point out what you need to work on,
Right.
and we need to do it together. Because if I'm just working on me, and you're staying the same person,
So true.
that's not fair to the other person.
It's not fair.
That's not fair.
And also, like you said, I am an action person. I don't like to just always hear you say what you're going to do. That doesn't work for me. I've been in this too long. I mean, I was that same way with our kids. You make promises. I am big on actions. If I'm going to be and get over feeling like I've had enough, and we come into an agreement that we're going to work on this and fix this particular problem. One thing we do, Daddy, and I will say this to our listeners, and y'all should do this too, is we definitely try to work through our problems. We don't try to let our problems fester.
Nah.
Because what happens with a festering problem, you keep sweeping stuff under the rug and it never gets solved. And I'm telling you, it gets crazy.
So when we talk about opportunities in the marriage, and when we talk about when is enough, or what was the topic again?
Enough is enough.
When you think you had
When
enough,
you think you've had
when you
enough.
think you had enough, that one of the things about us is I'm the type of person, I don't hold on to nothing.
Nothing.
I will
How you do
call
that?
out.
Oh my God.
Whether I'm right, wrong, I don't agree with you.
Indifference, yeah.
I don't care if it's relationships, friends, sports, whatever. whatever.
That is a beautiful thing.
I can get
you
over
have
it
that
like
quality.
that. I don't hold on to things.
Yes,
I need to talk to
Lord.
Dr. Tori about that. I don't know what it is.
You don't, Daddy. You have never. You will step up. I will ignore your ass. I need time.
But thing for me, and that's a
I need time.
and I'm gonna be honest with you. It just came to me. It just came to me.
Come on. I'm listening.
And one of the reasons is I get over stuff so fast because I know how fast that person can be gone. Because I've lost so many people
You
in my
say
life
that.
as a youngin.
You say that. You don't
Grandmama,
want to fester
mama,
on
sister,
anger. You don't like to fester on
Sterling,
anger.
man. So now I always think about it. I go back to going to Beyonce and Jay-Z concert.
Rhonda said, wow, that's amazing because I'm not that one.
What,
Yeah,
getting
girl,
over
I
stuff?
need time. Yeah, Rhonda said she need time too. I need time.
Yeah, I can get over it. I'm good.
You've always been like
I'll
that.
accept responsibility for what I really need to
Yes,
accept responsibility
yes.
for. I'll apologize if I needed to apologize. And even if I didn't need to apologize,
You will.
guess what? I will apologize.
And your
Or,
son got that from you too.
like a wise man once said, nothing at all. I know how to play the role, but guess what? I'm over it. I'm done because
You're good.
I know that person, there's a possibility that person will not wake up the next day. And I
Right.
don't want that on my heart.
You
I don't want that person.
You always say that.
I will apologize to your ass, and the next day you go to your grave, the one thing that you're gonna be thinking about in your grave is that
You'll
Negro
say-
said he was sorry.
And he is a good person.
He said he was sorry. I thought about that with Beyonce and Jay-Z when they came to did the run
I wish I didn't hold on. I do.
when they
girl.
came to the On the Run tour.
Yes.
And I said, Tasha, we going to see Beyonce and Jay-Z.
yes.
I said, because like Prince, remember Prince? Prince was at the Fox Theater.
and we did not go.
Hold on, because you always tell my story.
Right.
Prince was at the Fox Theater. And we was like, man, that's a great place to see Prince. Very intimate. You know what? We'll catch him next time. Well, guess what? Prince died.
No next time.
Prince died.
But you've
was
always
not able to
been
do
like
that.
that.
So
Danny.
when B and J came to Mercedes-Benz, I said, we're going.
Yeah.
because
what
what
if
I-
they never do it again?
What if they said the last concert,
You
they
said
came out
that.
there and said, hey, thank y'all for coming out. This is our last show ever. We'll never perform again. I'd be like, damn, we didn't get to
We
see them
didn't get to
perform.
see him.
That's how I think for me, losing so many people at that early age and all the shit that I left built up in me, whether it was my mama, whether it
Yeah.
was with little Sterling that I didn't get to say, my grandmama that I didn't get to say, Connie that I didn't, man, all of
You-
these people, for me, I got to let it go.
Right.
I put that burden back on you.
Right. And you do. You are so good with that, Danny. You will apologize. You'll come up with a strategy. And that's one of the qualities that our son got from you. He didn't need that from me, baby, because he know his mama, baby. Not
Firecracker.
only, why you call me a firecracker?
Because you are.
Let me see what Charlita said. I am the same way. I don't care. We argue or have a disagreement. I'm over it tomorrow. Charlita's spirit is like that.
She is.
We've been around her. She has a sweet spirit. That's not me. I mean, I pray about it. But in instance, Michael, no, my good friends, no, Lord, I can cut you off.
But that's one of those things that when we talk about this 26 years together, and we talk about what we need to correct. What I see some correcting in you in our relationship
with that, Danny?
because we've
Yes,
had
thank you,
arguments.
Pumpkin. Thank you, Pumpkin.
We've
Give me
had
a little
arguments.
credit.
We've had arguments in the past where you wouldn't talk to me the whole day.
For like days.
We've
2
done
days.
that. We could walk right past
I will
each other.
ignore you. I will do our children like that, Danny.
You don't do that anymore.
No, I don't.
You don't do that anymore. So I see the ship turning some. It took a long goddamn time, but the ship is turning. So
But-
there is
I will
progress.
say one of the things that made me revamp and think about that is exactly what you said, Danny, about losing people and not being able to show them or say what you wanted to say or give them the love. You know, what I realized too about being angry and feeling like I've had enough is it really affects me more so than it weighs on my spirit.
because
Because I'm not good at letting things go.
or because you always use the line, I wouldn't have done that. In your
oh my
heart,
God.
in your heart
That
and
is
your
my
mind,
line.
that's the first thing that always come out of your mouth.
That is my
when
line.
somebody does something that is not aligned with what you do personally, and your mindset is, I wouldn't have done that. Why would they do that? That's why I talk to you so much about everybody's not this. Everybody don't
Right.
think like you.
And it is a thing with me because, and I say this all the time, and I will be honest, most people that know me, especially if they're close and they're in my family, and I will never intentionally do anything to hurt anybody. It is just not in my nature intentionally. Now, when I feel like I've been hurt or somebody has done something to
you
me,
done.
I am done.
And that's the difference.
It's
When
a
people
wrap for me.
when people look at us and they think that to have a marriage of over 2 decades and
Right.
with the same zodiac sign, birthdays are
Both
4 days
Sagittarius,
apart.
But we're so different.
You would think that we were attached at the hip and we thought the same way, and that's
We
the
don't.
complete opposite.
But-
and I think that's one of the main reasons why
we
this
were.
relationship works is
Right.
because you said it yourself today. I ain't your yes girl.
I'm not your yes girl. I've never been that.
You're not gonna do that.
I'm not going to do that. I don't kiss behind, baby. I don't care who and what, I love my man, yes. But if I can't be authentic enough to say, stop that drinking,
Get your shit together
get
or
your shit
whatever,
together, or we're going to have some issues.
and you should be able
How much
to.
money you spending? Because I like our money in the bank. Okay. So, I mean, if I can't say those things, then relationships don't work. Now, one of the things that you've taught me, and then we're going to say our last words, Daddy, is not feeling so guilty about us being okay and people around us not being okay. Because
Oh, yeah.
that's always been a problem for me. Mary underwrites with me.
Oh, hey
At
Mary.
Keller.
Hey Murray.
She said, that is how I am. But you've always said to me, Tasha, your heart is big. And it's very hard for me to feel like, we're good. When we are good, which we are good, and people around me, people that we love are not good, that's hard for me.
And that goes back to one of those traits that we talked about, how we're completely opposite. Now, I would never let anybody in my family or friends suffer.
Right.
I would never do that.
Right.
However,
Charlie.
you got to put the effort in.
Right.
I can't.
You've always felt like
I
that.
can't bail you out all the time.
Right.
I cannot.
Right.
At some point, as an adult, and this is just America, period. You have to take responsibility for yourself.
And you're
I'm
teaching me
big
that.
on that.
You're big on that.
I
You're
am
teaching
very
me
big
that.
on that. I am
Because
very
my
big on
heart is different. And Daddy, honestly, that may be one of the reasons why I'm not so forgiving, because of how big my heart is
because
when
you're
it comes
giver.
to other people, how I relate to other people. I am a giver or nurturer. So it's hard for me to be like, oh my God, we're going here, we're doing this. And then the people around us are not good. That's always been difficult for me.
Yeah.
And that's just something I just wanted to mention.
But that goes back to us being so opposite. That
Right.
we're so opposite, and that has a lot to do with how we think and
Right.
how we react and
Right.
how we do all that good stuff. Because, like we said, if I'm the type of person that could let something go in a minute,
You're so good at that.
just imagine if I feel like somebody's trying to use me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't play that.
Right. You can't do me like that. But
You
at the
don't play
same
that.
time, when we go back, if I feel like you're trying to use me, I can get over it.
Yes.
And you'll know it.
Yeah. And you move on.
And I move on, and we got to
Right.
keep it moving.
Right.
But on the flip side, that's something that you can't do.
It's hard
Or
for me.
You want to save everybody.
I want to save the world.
And that's the thing. I
I
think
wanna
that's the
save the world.
I think that when we talk about when you think you had enough, that was today's topic. Sometimes the balance between how we handle the balance between us and how we are so different,
Right.
it makes it work.
It does. It does. And I will tell you, there is always and will continue to be times that I feel like we've had enough. Should that lessen as the years go on?
Probably so.
Yes.
As long as I'm taking
Because you got to learn how to respect each other and be there for each other and know what makes each other tick. if you know that that's a pet peeve of mine, or there are things that you know that don't go over well with me, you got to grow up.
You better grow up.
And you've got to figure out how I'm not going to continue to do this, because the person that I love, this makes her or him feel like they've had enough.
As long as I keep on flying you on these planes, taking you to Hawaii and Paris and Germany, and taking you out to eat, and
More than that.
letting you shop at Marshalls and TJ Maxx
At
and
home.
Home Goods, and of course serving you some of this good wee every now and then, you ain't going nowhere.
That we
Get mad
is
all you want.
aged.
Don't do that. Don't,
That ain't the
don't,
same.
don't call
That-
me out.
But
Don't call me
but
out.
I've aged too. But we still love touching on each
It
other.
ain't AIDS. It's not AIDS.
Give
They
me
got,
your last words.
they got
Dad.
people. Thank you
Give me your last words.
for my almost
Cutie pie.
50 years old.
Give me your last words.
There were the topic today. When you think you had enough,
Yes.
when you had enough, it's gonna happen all the time.
All the time.
I don't care how long you've been married. It's gonna be before the kids. It's gonna be when you got the kids and y'all raising the
When they
kids.
gone,
And
it's gonna be
when
the
they gone.
grandkids.
There are always going to be moments when you had enough, but ultimately, what you have to tell yourself is, look at the bigger picture
Right.
outside of that argument and really assess what's going on. Because when you think you had enough, it doesn't just affect you;
Right.
it affects a whole lot of other people.
A whole lot of other people. And my last word on that is just knowing, again, what you bring to the table, knowing what your significant other and your spouse bring to the table, and knowing that it's not going to be perfect. Work it out. If you love each other, don't get to the point where you can scream and say I've had enough, but know that you want to try to figure out what you can do to keep it together. We love love. We love good relationships. And we feel like it's just a good thing to be with somebody who loves you, who cares about your well-being, and want only the best for you. Arguments are there. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Benita said, thanks, guys. We are celebrating 26 years today.
What?
Oh, Benita, happy anniversary. Mwah.
26 years.
And so, I mean, know that love is good. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing when it's good.
Hey, before we get out of here, I can't see with these damn glasses on. I was
You
all
away
out the
from
mic. Hey,
Share
we
the
appreciate
feed.
y'all. Share the feed for us. We coming back next
We love
week. Are
y'all.
we here next week?
Yep, we're here next Wednesday. We love y'all.
All right, I'm about to go to the game.
Peace.
You forgot
and
I said I was going to
love.
the game, didn't you?
Daddy, we have to go eat. We ain't ate. Bye, y'all.
Hey, we'll see y'all next
Thank
Wednesday.
y'all.
20 years of
Mwah,
count. See y'all next week.
mwah.
I can't see shit with these glasses on. I bet you can because I can't see.
Your eyesight.
Good job. You did good.
Okay, Dad. So it says, okay, there it is.
You crushed that one.
So what did it say, baby?
Give me a kiss.
Keep your video in your store for 24 hours.
Give me a kiss.
Post your video. So you hit okay on both of those? Well, and it just said my storage full. So how is it that I don't get the store? It don't buy me.
Get out the mic, mama. Stop telling people our business on your phone.
How is it that it don't give me the option to buy
What was that, Pops? I'm
too
sorry.
much info that we?
Oh, too much. Oh, okay. You're right. Cherry red apples. Goes. Shout out to you. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. Hey, dude, thanks for sharing. Cherry red apples. That's all you shared it too. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all. Doctor, say bye.
Bye.
And
Mwah.
we'll see y'all next week. Thank y'all for sharing it, John.
Daddy, you ain't had no shoes on the whole time. Yes, Daddy. So let me show you. How do I get it to buy me some storage?
We gotta
Like if I go to my it just ask me, did I want to see about it now? It said, do you want to general message? Oh no, that's a software update. I don't want that. It says something about my storage. And I just got rid of a lot of stuff.
but it's on your phone. I mean, it's on Facebook.
Mm,
We just gotta buy some more storage, mama.
mm.
We gotta find a way to buy it. What? It's not gonna save my video.
Because of your storage?
Yeah.
It saved it.
I was nervous. Probably gonna say it was too full. I'm say hit it. Yeah. I don't think it saved it. It ain't saved to my phone.
It said my storage was full.